My father taught me many things here. He taught me, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Shuffy and Vinny and Shuffy are here to entertain you and bring the laughs today. Hey folks, welcome to Kaiser's Castle. Quick intro, you are at Kaiser's Castle, and I'm getting some background noise now. Let me see what I can do to fix that. I might have to mute something. Give me one sec. And thanks for stopping by, chilling out. That was actually on Ghost Musso's Pizza. And intro, and of course, I'm probably going to use that for this show because the Vinny and Shuffy Show, we're here to slay people with the laughs. We're going to try to make it as funny as we can and do everything we can to entertain you. What we will not do is we will not be duplicitous. And we will not, just for shit's sake, be inconsistent and call back what we said earlier. Now, if we disagree with something or somebody or a post, then I'll be the first one to, just like I said, I lead with my mistakes. And for years, it's funny, I dug up my books. They always pushed on us when I was in federal LEO. 1984 Color of Law. Well, a good friend of mine on his show last night while we were in the chat, we were joking around, and I said, well, 1984 Color of Law. If police do something wrong, people have a legal way to go back after the police, and that's the way to do it. Get arrested and sue them later. And he said, I think it was 1983, and he went down the line. And it must have been a misprint, but I remember back in the day, even the government makes mistakes, and that's one of the funny things. So it may be, in fact and indeed, and I give BZ, Bloviating Zeppelin on the SHR Media, full credit for that. And that happened last night. If you go to their chat, you'll probably see the conversation we were having. And I may be wrong on that because of how intelligent that man is, and he's damn near a legal scholar. I would suggest that everything that we got printed out was wrong. And it makes me laugh because, like I said, the government can be wrong and is wrong often. And guess what? I may be wrong on that. So it's either going to be 1983 or 1984 Color of Law. With that being said, I always lead with my mistakes. I'm never going to hide it and bury it in the show. I'm going to let you guys know if I make a fuck up or a cock up or a potential cock up or fuck up. With that being said, I'm bringing on Vinny tonight for a reason. Vinny is funny as hell. And what do you think about everything, Vinny?
Well, hey, welcome everybody. Hey, what's never going to happen here is we're never going to change from being men to being ma'am. Okay, everybody? I want you to know that. We're not gonna be sitting around here in pink dresses going, excuse me, it's ma'am. We don't do that crap. We are men.
Damn straight.
24/7.
24/7. We know what it's about. But did you want to take this place or this conversation in any way to start the show?
Yeah. Hey, listen. We have a new champion, everybody. Our new champion is Matthew Bowling, an 18-year-old senior at Strake Jesuit College Prep in Houston, and he ran the event 9.98 seconds. Okay, so he's practically beating a record. So now everyone's going to say, no, man, Usain Bolt was on dope when he broke the record. Okay, if you recall, we have a bunch of asterisks next to a number of sports sports stats, don't we? Barry Bonds,
Yep.
Mark McGuire,
Shit, they won't even let Pete Rose, the biggest abomination in
Charlie
all of...
Hustle.
Yep.
Charlie Hustle.
That's
Here's my thing on
Yep.
Charlie Hustle, guys. Ready for this? That blow you away here. Charlie Hustle is trying to win games. Okay, you can't predict how you're going to win games. You can predict how you're going to lose games. Charlie Hustle did not throw a single game, as far as I know. He tried to win the games, and he bet on that winning, and he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, they verified that with the investigation that the Major League Baseball did. And you're not talking shit out your ass. You're telling the truth. And it was a spite contest, and that's why he's not in the Hall of Fame. And it's an abomination, brother.
Absolutely. There's no reason to keep him out if you're going to let these other bums in, okay?
Yeah, the Big Red Machine was a real thing, brother.
So it's just a tragedy. So we have this new record breaker. And now we can take the tainted Usain Bolt and throw him out of the records, and we got a real American. Okay, we got a real American we can be proud of.
Yep, and did in news lately, I noticed that another man squashed 4 weightlifting championships. Do you want to transition into that one, my brother?
Well, that'd be great. What's the story with that one? I'll need to catch up. That sounds great.
Oh, okay. I thought you were clued up on that one. Well, this one guy, I'm not going to mention his name, is competing as a woman because he's undergoing the change.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I know about this, but oh no, go on.
Yeah, he squashed 4 world records in weightlifting, and the mams, they are all upset because. And you know what? In all honesty, I may joke about a bunch of shit, but what this does prove is Mary Sue is not correct. It's not real. You know, you have all these actors and actresses. Now they want to be all called actors. Trying to say all women are as equal to men as everything. Well, every sport that you've allowed these transgenders who have testosterone by birth, it's created naturally in the bolus. And guess what? They have bolus and natural testosterone. And even if a girl's juiced up, I don't think she's going to compete with a man. I mean, there are some women that are just badasses. That's for real. I've met a couple. But that's just because they're dirty-ass fighters and good people that know how to handle themselves, and they've gone against people that weren't as trained up. But in all honesty, even I've seen some trained up women. Well, I've seen trained up men too now fall and actual, you know, fisticuffs or other kind of encounters. Your thoughts?
Well, you see, those chicks go for the balls, and that's how they beat those guys. That's fine. If you don't protect the boys, that's what you get, brother. Always protect.
Oh, what a transition. But no, I just think it flies in the face. I mean, we joke around about Mary Sue and point it out all the time whenever we see it. And there was an epic rant by Mahler today on and you know, the thing is I actually enjoyed GOT. Let's not get in because one of our co-hosts is waiting until the entire thing's over. But there was a moment like that. We're not even going to talk about that moment where Hot Pie became Azor Ahai and defeated, you know, Jon Snow. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give the correct details out because I'm not a spoiler. But you know what I'm saying. It does lend to the Mary Poppins, Princess Leia, or the Mary Sue of Rey in Star Wars. Or what's that woman's name that we love to rail on?
Brie Larson with the man ass.
With the man ass and the mom jeans. She is the most ridiculous person. And what you get, you go on about her screen time and stuff. And you were about to riff a little bit on, and that was another thing that they did, which in the canon, you know more about this than I do. I know tincturally about it. The Thor Hammer only Thor was ever able to grab it. And somebody said there was a change in the Marvel comic universe from that. And those two things I'm really interested in.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so let me go into a quick Brie Larson rant. You want to hear the extended thing? My Frankenfoot Theater's episodes 21 and 22 deal with Star Wars and Captain Marvel, and you'll thoroughly enjoy them. And you'll hear my post-credit theory that they should have used about Captain Marvel introducing Brie Larson into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And trust me, I think world-class bullshitters agree with me on that. And a couple of days ago.
Make sure to give me a link, and when I put this show up, because I will be in the chat when it premieres, but honestly, and Vinny may also, but in all honesty, live streaming still being fucked with, so you may think we're live. We'll be listening live time, and we'll answer your questions, but it's what YouTube's doing, and I've got 0 strikes. It's absolutely fucking amazing. But keep going, brother.
He's guilty until proven innocent. But so we're going. So Brie Larson. So let me do the Captain Marvel thing, right? So Captain Marvel, a man, comes to Earth, meets up with Carol Danvers. She gets hit with rays from the psychomagnetron, not the Tesseract. That's a creation of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and she gets half Kree lineage, half Kree genes. So she's able to tap into the same powers that Marvel can tap into. She becomes Ms. Marvel. She works with the Avengers. She makes enemies with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and they send Rogue after her. Rogue touches her for way too long and takes her psyche over, and she becomes comatose. She throws her into the bay. She's rescued by Spider-Woman and takes her to the X-Men. Charles Xavier does his best to restore her mind, but she has the memories with no attachment to the emotions of the memories. So she goes on. And she's in space with the X-Men. They get kidnapped by the Brood. The Brood experiment on her, and they unleash her potential, and she becomes binary. And now she can power stargates. And she hangs out with the X-Men. She comes back to Earth, and Rogue comes to the X-Men mansion, and she beats the mess out of Rogue for daring to come to the mansion and ask for help with the powers that she stole from her. Then she shoots off into space and hangs out with the Starjammers. Eventually, her powers kind of dwindle down because I guess she's who knows, because these things happen.
Well, so would that be, in your assessment? Would that be the genesis of the Mary Sue?
Well, the thing of the Mary Sue is, and what I'm telling you an actual rich character history, right?
Right.
And what happened was they hired a writer, and the writer says, "I don't like all that crazy stuff. She's the strongest woman in the world. She's Captain Marvel. She's the best." And so they gave her a pixie haircut, and now she's the strongest, whatever. Even though she's not, because if she's the strongest thing, then why do we have the Hulk? Why do we have the Thing? Why do we have Wonder Man? Why do we have anybody who's been known for strength all this time? Because Captain Marvel's stronger than them all, apparently. It's amazing what inhaling the Franken beans a casting house interview will get you.
Exactly, brother.
How do you shoehorn this? How do you shoehorn her into this universe? I mean, are we supposed to expect? I'm supposed to forget all that stuff I just told you, basically, to accept Captain Marvel as they present her.
Look, here's the reality of it, man. There is a force in the universe that is stronger than any known physics. It's stronger than any known, let's say, string theory, and it's estrogen and leakage from a certain area of the anatomy. And the funny thing is they'll all get behind it because girl power. The funny thing is,
can you pass me my adamantium tampon? I'm leaking.
Exactly. But then when you get strength contests, bicyclists. I mean, this one bicyclist is crushing too, and he's got natural testosterone, and he's going against girls. Testosterone boost is not new. I mean, I remember back in the Marine Corps. Don't think people didn't take it, and it wasn't illegal then. And same within the Army. I've seen it. And there was nothing we could do. It wasn't illegal. It was a performance-enhancing drug and an aggression-enhancing drug. There's a reason why most men are more aggressive than females, and that is not pat for everybody. Let me be very clear. You know, it's just like effeminate men that I've met in the military and known, you know, because they happened to be serving, but they were quiet and kept their mouths shut. I've seen some badass men. I've said this story on my page before. You weren't on my page, I don't think, when I said this story, but this is a massive dude. He was like Hulk size or Aquaman size, just a monster. Gotta love those spontaneous barks. Anyways, gotta love my fur babies. Anyways,
Awesome.
the one thing that's real is that bad mother jammers, and they just happen to like the company of men in that way. And so I'm not blowing shade on anybody, but what I am saying is to perpetuate girl power works in the West because most men will not do violence to women. It's something we're raised with to protect our mothers and our sisters, and it carries on to our wives and our daughters. And that's a fact. And so it's kind of hard for most men to break that barrier to have to do violence to a woman. You know, only sociopaths and psychopaths tend to do that. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. I believe I would never strike a woman unless she's coming at me with a chainsaw or an axe. Okay.
Right.
And even then, it's mostly a defensive maneuver, unless she's absolutely psycho. Okay. Unless this is Kathy Bates and she's about to do a James Caan on me, you know, like break my feet off or something. I think I'm going to defend myself. Okay. I don't think there's a problem with that.
Right.
I imagine there's no one else that have an issue with that either. But otherwise, I absolutely go out of my way to make sure that women are safe around me. Okay. Like I said, in high school, nothing ever happened when I was around. Period. And they all knew that. They take me to this day. They know absolutely nothing would ever happen to them in my presence.
Because you were Vinny and the Jets.
I was a freaking hero, brother. Listen, I didn't put up with any nonsense.
That's right, I didn't either, man. I mean, even at a high school reunion, some dude wanted to be a MILF rider, some young college kid, because we had it at Eddie George's Bar and Grill on campus at OSU.
There you go.
This dude was like scheming and scamming, and the girls were like, "Oh God, this dude." And I was like, "Okay, girls, you know, you guys handling this?" They're like, "Yeah, no, he's really aggressive." And I'm like, "Hey, dude, let's walk and talk, man." He was a young dude, and he was bigger than me, whatever. But guess what? I was like, "Put your foot to the sensei, baby. I'll give you a walk."
There you go. There you go. I tell you, no, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. What is this nonsense in Venezuela?
That goes deep.
Did you hear that they actually ran over a bunch of these Guaido PSYOP officers?
Well,
they ran them over with vehicles. They physically ran them over.
See, here's the thing. Guaido was actually elected president.
Was he?
Oh yeah, he was. They had an election and he actually won. And then, hey, don't think it didn't happen here. We were talking about Cinema earlier, how she got Jeff Flake's seat.
Yeah. No, I'm absolutely calling that vote scam. That's complete vote scam.
Right.
That there's the crap they tried in Georgia, the Stacey Abrams. Obviously couldn't work because she looks like a sleeve stack.
Right.
About two sleeve stacks, you know. Actually, no, she looks like Fred Gwynn after he ate Al Lewis.
Yeah, but he would have to have a gap in the teeth. She looks like David Letterman mounted a sleeve stack, and the sleeve stack inherited a gap. But no, in all honesty,
and got a spray tan.
And got a spray tan. Love it, bro. But no, man. I mean, there was nothing.
I'm supposed to be the governor. I'm supposed to be the governor. I want the job. Give me the job. Give me the governor job.
And you know what's bad is
it's racist.
But what's bad is your impersonation is almost spot on. There was nothing feminine about her.
No, it's a nightmare, man.
You know what? And maybe Jabba the Hutt birthed the sleeve stat from the joining of David Letterman.
Solo.
I mean, there was absolutely nothing. She wasn't intelligent. You know, the media tries to make her out. We're not talking about Barack Obama. We're talking about somebody that, you know, straight up hood rat.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's amazing that, you know, the media can really rehabilitate anybody and they can vilify anybody else. But it's still funny to listen to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's a scream. It's a scream. I love it. I love it. I love how pathetic they are. And was it Sheriff Scott in Israel? But I didn't really do anything wrong, did I? Can I get another job someplace? I'm a stupid ass. Get out of here.
Yep.
You didn't protect anybody, you fool. Why the hell are you a sheriff? You are the most feckless bastard to ever wear a badge.
I'll tell you what, that is a sad day in America. But see, here's the thing. Isn't it an anomaly? Anyways, we're diverging, but I do want to touch back on this.
Yeah.
The divergence isn't so important as much as it still carries on with what you were talking about with Venezuela. So USAID showed up because there were refugees. Of course, that's your money, folks, going south of the border to feed Venezuelans, right? Oh, well, we're Americans. We're in the West. We have the money. We should help. Okay, I get your little bit of guilt.
Vicarious compassion.
Your white guilt, right? But here's the real deal. It's the bad mistake most people don't understand is that USAID is the friendly face of the CIA. Democracy International is like the electoral. And of course, Carter's the front man. Who could hate Carter, man? He builds habitats for humanity. So that
and he's got that charming gap. He's got the charming gap.
And the Georgian accent and the most religious, pious man on the planet. I will say this about Carter. I talk a lot of shit about him. Used to at one time think he was the worst president. Then I thought, no, I think it's actually Clinton because of his hijinks. But at least I was entertained with that idiot. But I can
play sax.
Carter, one thing, and I know I know many submariners, but one guy who disagrees with me vehemently politically, and I have respect for him. He's a submariner. And Carter was in there on the nuke subs. He was a nuke sub officer. And Navy nukes. And so I can't spit hate on him at all over he was a poor. He did the problem that Clinton did and that Obama follows up. This is the problem I see with Dems. Let's run to academia, people that's never had a job that's real, that's never done anything, and let's put them in charge. Yeah, well, same thing. Bernie Sanders, it's all federal work. And, you know, I find it funny that at times I'll be on shows and you'll get into things where people will be like this, that, and the other, and they always want to identify this, that, and the other. And I'm like, it's the SES, the Special Executive Service. That's right. All Trump did, this is all he's done since he's been in. Not all he's done, but he's actually been the only one to ever do it. And I've made this before. I've said this numerous times, and everybody's heard me say it before. I am the ringmaster of the 3-ring circus called the Shit Show. And Trump is the guy who takes tickets and lets you come in through the opening. Well, guess what Trump did? He opened all the flaps of the tent so all Americans can take a look at that shit show. And that's a fact. And
that's right.
Venezuela, while people think it's a psyop or not, it's actually people driven because those people are in a mess. But just like Special Forces, de oppresso libera. What that means is to free the oppressed. And it's about training them to fight their own war, right? Not getting our boys into a war. Well, hats off to the people that are trying to take Venezuela back. You guys can blow smoke, and I'm including you. This may be a thing me and you disagree on, and we're good with that, brother. I'm just saying, hats off to those people. Actually, those people getting run over from Maduro's forces, they will be known as martyrs later. And if people doubt me, I think unless some drastic measures are taken, which they're already starting to be, you're running people over. And the military, like I said, three things, the 3 M's you need to do a good coup.
Yeah.
Media, military, and money. Those three things are a necessity.
You got it, brother. Now I'll tell you this. Now, once again, like I said, consistency. Yeah, I may be missing some information. So listen, I'm going on Shuff's side this time because I think I'm missing some information that allows me to make the right judgment here. So how do you like that?
Hey, but hashtag, as Jaffe likes to say, hashtag fact check. If you doubt me, I say it all the time. Don't believe what I say. Research what I say and come to your own conclusion. There's no gun holding. Now we're getting too serious, brother.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. But listen, I want to say, hey, listen, do the same thing with me, man. Don't believe a thing I say. Look it up. I don't want you saying that guy told me, and then you end up looking like a jerk. Okay, know that when you say it, it's the truth.
Yeah, as I say it, it's the truth. But just like I said, I lead with my mistakes.
Yeah.
So, if I've mistaken something, and trust me, it's happened on, I like to call the people on my channel pointers because they point me in the right direction. And I will research what you say. I want this to be the most interactive channel on YouTube.
We want you to have fun, but understand that anytime we tell you something, we vetted it to the best of our ability. And we know it know it to be true, but listen, we could know it all wrong. So listen, let us know.
There you go. And the funniest shit we're seeing now, and I don't believe it, just because I know how politicized the FBI and other federal law enforcement agencies are, is that they're saying, oh, Antifa's on the radar from... No, here's the thing people don't see, is if the election goes the wrong way the next time, that FBI will be weaponized again against Trump supporters. You're all going to be alt-right neo-Nazis or fascist.
We got to stop this crap now. First of all, the FBI has already been suborned by the ADL. Okay, what they weaponized the FBI to work against us and work against America. Here's the whole thing. There should not be one single bloody agency on these shores that's working against Americans. If we got any of those guys, first of all, you guys need to go walk yourself off a cliff. Okay? Why are you working against Americans? You're being a bunch of scumbags, most likely for 30 pieces of silver. Take those 30 pieces of silver, shove them up your hole, and kill yourself. Because you are pieces of crap.
The 30 pieces of silver have become retirement. And men in this day and age...
You sons of bitches should get nothing. How about that?
They will sacrifice their honor
one friggin'
for
cent,
their
retirement. Crap.
For retirement. And because, hey, man, in retirement, people will make millions from...
from their experiences.
Right,
they're people. Yeah. Right, we have cops. Now we have very good cops. First of all, I grew up.
Right.
Here we go. I grew up with two of the best cops in the world. I'm not talking about in Brooklyn, in New York City, I'm talking about the world. These two cops were the salt. They are the salt of the earth. Right. We just celebrated one of their 50th anniversary birthdays. With their family. I love them. They are the best. These guys, the cops should be learning from these people. That's community involvement. These guys are the best. Never abused anybody. Never stuck anything up anyone's hole. Okay, none of that crap. All right?
Right. Well, a prime example was Bernie Kerik. Bernie Kerik got convicted of nonsense, actually. It's the same thing you're seeing done with, and this is, of course, this is my opinion, and I am the foremost expert on my opinion, but he was the police chief down in New York, right? And things happened, and they couldn't get him on this, couldn't get him on that. But hey, wait, back in the day, you did this.
Yeah, this is the whole thing I saw today. I saw today they're trying to this crap about Trump and his taxes. I was flipping through mine. I was waiting to get my Chinese food. I got Chinese food to eat today. Sorry, I got shredded beef.
Some
shredded beef, sir. Shredded beef with a scallion.
Nice, paisan.
Thank you very much. You are nice and around guy. Thank you, sir. So, this whole thing, Trump's taxes, 38 million in 2005. What more do you need to know? All right. I think one segment I'm going to do in the future, I'm going to list off to you in 2005 the corporations who not only didn't pay any taxes, they got money back. Why are we talking about them? Who cares about Trump and his taxes? He paid $38 million. It's crap, hot
Amazon.
garbage. You know?
It's
All right.
dude. It's Amazon. It's fucking. Look, Amazon. What do they pay? Let me
They
see.
don't.
They
They don't
have
pay. They get paid. They get paid back.
Yeah, and they have a sweet deal with the postal service. I
Right,
mean,
we're paying them for that. Do you know that you
yes,
and I are subsidizing their
taxpayers.
damn? Yes, yeah, we are. We are. In fact, at Amazon, Amazon should not be charging $100 a year for their Prime service. They should be giving it to you for free. Okay? And he's the richest man in the world. Why does he need $100 a year from you to ship stuff to you
So he can.
that you're paying for? That you're paying for.
No, you need to pay him, Goy, and here's why. He's the one who provides Alexa or Siri or whichever one that is. He provides that so that everybody else in the intelligence agencies can spy on you. And the smart stuff that goes on your electric and your gas and your water, he provides that too. That's a way of monitoring you. All of it's. And do you like how the gas meters and the electric meters they put in your house, all of a sudden, they're so smart that they can listen to you.
Yeah,
you know,
tell everything you do. Oh, hey, look, Harvey goes into his fridge 4 times a day. I wonder what he's drinking out of there.
Oh Lord, the microphone turned on, and somebody, Joey, he was looking at some sites that we disagree with.
Joey likes that young stuff. Oh boy. Time to sign up him. This will be good.
Exactly.
We can take some nice money from him. All right, what else does he do? How long is he staying to the bathroom? You know?
Yeah.
A bunch of nonsense. Oh, a bunch of nonsense. Hey, I found a great site, guys. Remember FARC? You want some laughs, guys? I was going to give you some laughs.
Canadian terrorists. Or not Canadian, Colombian terrorists. I'm sorry, FARC.
So, boys upset that trans boy was in boys' bathroom, so they raid girls' bathroom and block girls in. One girl feels threatened, knees boy in the nads, and gets suspended. Boys not punished at all. Community angered. All of this on the next episode of Soap. Now, of course, they goof on this, but understand there's a trans boy who's in the boys' bathroom, and so they said, okay, well, the heck of this, we're going to the girls' bathroom. the girls all caged into a stall, and one of them comes out and says, present your balls, please. And he goes, huh? What's that? Crunch. And there we go. So she gets into trouble when she shouldn't have been in trouble because she was just going to the bathroom in the first place. There should have been any freaking boys in her bathroom. But because we got, excuse me, it's ma'am, some freak idiot in high school decided, I need to be different. So I'm gonna go into the boys' bathroom, but I'm not really a boy because I'm a thing, and I don't know where I'm going, but I'm gonna start a bunch of trouble. Well, I just pee my pants and get it over with.
Well, I knew nonsense was coming. I'm gonna tell you, I knew nonsense was coming. I understood it. I understood it in one way. There was a directional tube that women could buy. And it was sanitary. I mean, they unwrapped it. They were individually wrapped. But so they wouldn't have to squat, they could somehow, however.
I know the name of this miracle invention. It's called the Shiwi. And let me tell you, the Shiwi. Now, I used to go to clubs. I used to go to Copacabana and dance like a maniac, right? And I am a great dancer.
Get busy, yo. Get busy, yo.
Right? Now it's a stupid disco music, but disco music was made for nothing but to dance to. Okay, so that's all it is. Like all the old disco crap, right? Yeah, you care less about all the other stuff, but sometimes I went to a 50th disco party, and I kicked ass. Right? It's great stuff. I'm not listening to music. I'm a classic rock, heavy metal guy. I don't care less about that. Right? But
right.
Sometimes chicks like to dance. I like to dance with chicks, so that's what I did. And you do that.
Hell yeah.
And they used to have the unisex bathrooms. Now, these freaks, they want to do this whole Andrew John thing. It would have worked if they had started with the Shiwi. If I had a bunch of hot chicks standing next to me in stalls, all working it, that might have worked. But you know what? You didn't want me to have any fun, so you didn't do that. That's why you get nothing. You get nothing, freaks.
I'll tell you
You
one.
get nothing. Think about this, dude. Hot chick goes next to you in the stall, and she starts talking to you while you're working it. This is in the old days, not now, because now there's too many freaks.
No,
right?
I get that, but the point being, it's kind of funny that you brought that up. Look, it was designed for campers or the military when you're out in the woods, so you don't have to squat to do your business, right? I get that.
Exactly. Right.
I'm not even hating on that. I think it's a good invention.
Sure.
But the funny thing is, I'll never forget a bro of mine in the Marine Corps. This is out in Texas when we had a very small Marine Corps detachment. He was a good guy. He was a black guy. Well, I better not say his name. Anyways, these three girls, and they were all, they were all decent for their size. They were BBWs, bro.
Yeah.
And but they were all
They had good personalities.
Yeah,
they were nice girls from nice families.
They were all.
She was a hooer.
They were all together, right? And this bathroom was probably like the male bathroom, where it maybe had two toilets, right? And this is a well-known bar at the time. It was called. Oh shit! Why am I mind dumping?
Don't pee in there. Whatever you do.
It was right on the San Antonio Riverwalk. Anyways, he goes in there with them, and it actually everybody's laughing and stuff, and he comes out. He's drunk off his ass, and you see him slinging his shit. And the girls are laughing. They're not even upset. They're just laughing. And they stayed in there a long time, so I don't know what really happened in that bathroom. I mean, it was a long time.
Dear.
But he comes out waving that damn thing.
Jeez.
And we started laughing. And anyways, so that's all I'll say on that. But it was the most hilarious. Oh, it was called The Rendezvous. In the 80s, there was a bar called
The Rendezvous.
Yeah, The Rendezvous. Oh, no, it was actually a really awesome bar. They had a one-man band, and the guy had, like, just like you think. He has the piano / synthesizer, a guitar,
harmonica.
Yeah,
no, he's rocking it.
He's got everything happening. And I used to throw mad tips, and every time I'd be there, he would start singing Jimmy Buffett's song, wasting away in Margaritaville. And I would
looking for my lost shaker of salt.
And guess what Shuffy did? Came running up with the shaker of salt to him. Every time, dude, girls, I'd be having to throw them away from me because they'd be like laughing so hard. We bring the laughs here on the Vinny and Shuffy Show.
Listen, and they never stop. They never stop, even when we get a little serious.
Exactly.
Let's see. What's the next one? Hey, I'm okay with being forced to drink liquor and snort cocaine, but being wrapped in plastic that has staple gun to my body, maybe I'll pass on that.
That was like somebody. Well, let's double back real quick because we do have to stop and figure this one out. How can somebody, I don't care who they are, pick up Thors Hammer?
Oh, yes, the Thors Hammer thing. So let me get to that because that's very important. So understand this. Now, this is how the thing works. See, Odin had to humiliate Thor. Or unfortunately, Thor had to suffer humiliation ritual because he was too cocksure. Because he's Thor. Well, my dad's Odin. Who's your dad? Exactly. It doesn't matter, right?
Right.
The only one who can get away with that is Loki, and Loki was doing all kinds of wicked crap anyway, so he didn't care. But Thor, well, he got this hammer. And, he's whacking people in the head. Hey, how's it going, guy? Bang. Too many people getting crippled, so hey, chill out with the hammer, brother. All right. What's that? Right. Come on, Dad. What do you give me a hammer for? You give me a hammer, I'm gonna use it. What do you want? So he put a curse, not really a curse, but a thing on a statement with the hammer that you had to be worthy.
A spell
to wield this hammer. Yes, that's right. So it turns out, back in Thor 337 by the fantastic Walter Simonson, he wrote and drew the whole bloody thing.
Simonson.
Simonson. Now, Simonson's a great guy. He's awesome. I met him and his family, his
Oh,
kids.
really?
Great. Awesome. And he created a character called Beta Ray Bill, who was a lost figure trying to save his galaxy, and he was able to pick up Thor's hammer. And so, now Thor isn't Thor anymore. Now Thor is this guy. Says, let me rethink this spell a little bit. So he refined the spell where the worthiness still stayed, but Thor got his hammer back. And what he did is he made another hammer for Beta Ray Bill. So that was actually kind of cool. So now, in keeping with this, that part of the spell is still intact. So one day, Thor is fighting with Captain America against the hordes of Set. And the hammer gets away from Thor, and Set is beating the mess out of him. Guess who gets the hammer to it? Captain America.
Oh, okay. So that
Captain America was found worthy to wield Mjolnir.
So maybe that was a nod to Simonson's genesis of it. No,
how
I
do you
get
like that,
now.
right?
Yeah, no, that's actually kind of a cool wrap up. I
See,
wanted to
Endgame,
think globalist agenda, but no, I'm glad that you broke that down to me, man, because that actually kind of makes sense the way that it actually follows a canon.
Exactly. See, here's the whole thing. Endgame was always going to be a great movie, okay? Because they started the Avengers right. They actually started it right. I knew what they were going to do. I had an idea that they were going to give Captain America that last dance. Remember, because there's too much of a tear jerk. That whole thing where Captain America does all this great stuff, but he doesn't get his last dance with Peggy Carter. Completely evil, right? So
right.
They tweak the time stuff just enough that Captain America gets a happy ending. Now, I think it slightly breaks the time stuff, but listen, Captain America deserves a happy ending, especially since now Captain America is phased out of the movies. I think all of the big Avengers are all phased out, and they're going to this next phase of the MCU. And we have to say it with a lift because it's going to be whammon power. And let me tell you, Endgame is the last movie that's going to be worth seeing. Okay?
Oh, so you enjoyed it?
They're going to let. It's a great movie. Even with Man-Ass, Captain Man-Ass in it. Because Captain Man-Ass is only in it for 15 minutes. This is what happened. I believe they had her knocking out Thanos at the end, originally, when they first started this whole thing. And then they realized no one went to go see Captain Marvel. We're trying to shoehorn Captain Marvel. We got $1 billion of ticket sales to Captain Marvel, but we bought most of them. Okay? Trust me, it's going to come out. They're still resisting saying it out loud, but it's going to come out that Disney bought most of the tickets for the first week.
That's the scam.
The truth. That's the truth.
That's
people.
the scam nobody wants to talk about. They do it in the publishing world too.
Bam.
Why do you think Hillary Clinton gets on the bestseller list?
What happened?
It's because
that book was a piece of crap.
People can buy crates of her books, and they do it all the time. And then you'll find them at I don't know. It's probably in your state too, but I believe it started in Ohio. It was.
I won't pay more than 99 cents for that piece of crap.
Well, it was the used. it was the used bookstore called Half Price Books.
Nice. And I won't even pay half price. Only a buck.
No, that's what it's called. But the reality of it is, you can find books that are like bestsellers like a month ago. All of a sudden, miraculously, they're being sold for 99 cents, $1.99. It's amazing. A lot of them they built it sort of trying to use the motto of colleges, where you buy used books, and so there were used books there. That whole thing
was a scam. I don't understand how they got away with that crap, brother.
Because that's what they do.
Scam. Yeah.
That's what they do. It pumps it up. It looks good to the people who watch only the trades. They don't know the buzz. They're not hip to the culture. They're not seeing the differences and the nuances that have occurred just in our lifetime. That's an honest statement. In our lifetime, we have seen our country, and honestly, I'm as to blame as you are too, because how long did it take you to wake up? That's a serious question, and it could be a humorous question too.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. Well, it depends on what situations. Like I'll tell you this: on the events of September 11th, 10 o'clock that morning.
Right.
All right, that was it for me. All right, I know a lot of people they just figured out 10 o'clock that morning when that first building disappeared in front of my eyes. I said psyop. In fact, my mom beat me to it by a minute.
Shit just got real, right?
Jeez. Hey. So, but hey. Let's inject some levity here because I got a real stupid subject I just thought of. You ready for this? I want to talk about the Rockefeller Medicine, right? Let me tell you what Rockefeller Medicine brought us. It brought us proctologists. It brought us men who like to stick their fingers in men's asses. Did you figure that out? Because let me tell you why I'm making a big deal about this. Cancer is a man-made invention. Now, if cancer is a man-made invention, that means all those ailments that have come from you supposedly contracting cancer could completely be avoided by a good diet. But because we've been told that food is not medicine, when it's absolutely medicine, well, all these ailments have gone out of control. Where we have pancreatic cancer, throat cancer, lung cancer, ass cancer, okay, and well, now because of that, now we have positions where people can go to school to learn how to stick their fingers in your hole. It's absolutely unnecessary.
Oh,
do you understand what I'm saying, brother?
I do. I'll tell you a for real story.
Yeah.
What was I? I would have been in my 20s, early 20s, and we used to always joke since I was 17, joined the Army. You know, it was a scare tactic. Oh, this dude's got to stick his finger. They called him Dr. Fat Finger.
Oh, boy.
And, he's got to stick your finger in your ass. Well, it never happened. That was not something they actually did at MEPS or anywhere else, right?
So you're sitting in the room, right? And you're all getting ready. Oh, yeah, we got to go see the doctor. We got to go get the shot, right? And then there's this weird doctor who keeps coming out and rubbing his hands together. And he keeps looking at you.
No, it wasn't even like that. No.
I can't wait to get you. I can't wait to get you. This is gonna be so great. I can't wait till your pants drop.
No,
it's gonna be.
It was just
glorious.
it was just like the rumor of saltpeter, you know.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just
Boy.
You're around a bunch of dudes, your dick just doesn't work, you know. That's the reality, right?
Right.
Well, I guess maybe some of them did because you know I was shocked to find out how many homosexuals were in the military.
Yeah.
But
oh boy.
But the funny thing is, you know, it was a joke. You gotta go see Dr. Fatfinger.
Yeah.
And this one dude, it was after the Gulf War. I was getting ready to deploy out, and they had gotten new people at the battalion aid station. I was going over to Japan for my last year. And I loved Japan. I was big in Japan, man. You know why?
Because you were the man.
No. I was big, literally. I was tall.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's I was trying to lead into that joke, dude. I'm glad you followed me right down that rabbit hole. But anyway, so as I'm getting ready to go, they'd gotten new guys, and this one dude from my unit, it's like, hey man, you gotta go see Dr. Fatfinger before you deploy. And I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. First time in my life. Now remember, if you're gonna get a prostate exam, that's something you do in your 40s.
Right.
And I knew that then, and I'm like, I get that, man. You're just fucking around. And this dude, don't think he didn't have all the trademarks of a globalist. That's all I'll say.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I go in there, and he's looking over my stuff, and he goes, well, I'm going to have you disrobe. And I'm like, well, he's got to jiggle my balls. He's going to, look at my cack. That's what they,
you had a busy night last night, didn't you?
Hey, I've had female doctors have to do that in the military. It didn't bother me. I was like, okay, yeah, you got to look at my shit, whatever. And, it's not like all of a sudden if it's a female, no, that didn't happen. It's just like, okay, I'm going,
yeah. Thanks, Doc.
It's something I'm going through, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, stand up, and he jiggles everything. And he's like, you're not circumcised. I'm like, of course not, So it just made me laugh, And then
hey Doc, are we gonna go out first? What the hell?
No, I was just like, you want me
You're not circumcised.
I was like, you want me to lose 3 inches, bitch? But anyways, the funniest part was he goes, well, you're gonna have to turn around. I said, turn around for what?
Turn around for what?
In the MEPS, the closest thing they had, well, I think I might have had to do it one at a time, is you So I still wasn't freaked out or nothing.
Right.
You just turned around and they
Turn
looked to see if you
around,
had
booga.
piles. No, they just looked to see if you had piles or something, right? It was nothing. It was a visual. Because you're not 40. And all of a sudden, I see him.
Boing.
I see him grab for this damn
Oh,
tube.
I said, no, you don't,
And
brother.
no. I saw him grab for it, and I'm still thinking, okay, I don't know what he's getting ready to do, whatever.
Yeah. Right.
And he's like, you're going to feel some pressure. I'm thinking, pressure as my asshole gets opened by his fucking finger. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he quick pulls this little card out. It's a little, I don't know, maybe 2x2 card. And he starts wiping his gloved hand on the card, and he goes, got to see if you got prostate cancer. And he puts it off to the side. And I'm like, what the fuck was that about? He goes, here, wipe with the military or government brown paper towels. You know what they look like, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wiping this shit that I didn't even know. Dude, I didn't use no shit like that. I didn't need to. I leak.
What?
Daddy like and daddy leaks. So I've never had to use that shit. And, if I see a girl, there ain't no problem with lubrication if I love them. You know what I'm saying?
Boing. Exactly.
But,
right. All works.
But I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know what the tube was that he fucking pulled out. I didn't know that he was squirting it on his finger behind me. I didn't know he was about to fucking jam it up my ass and twist and shout and make me shout.
Oh,
He twisted, I shouted, and then smear it on a piece of cardboard and say, you might have prostate cancer. I'm like, that's something old men get, motherfucker. And I wiped and I told my sergeant, and he goes, I told you. We got new doctors. That's Dr. Fatfinger.
Yeah.
And he was a Navy doc. In the Marine Corps, we use the Navy as doctors. So I'm sure he had predilections.
Ooh. He was Dr. Smith. That's what I've been trying to do the Dr. Smith voice. Oh dear.
I think I saw something one time where Dr. Smith actually was not a homosexual. The actor who played him.
Right.
But I could be wrong. But he acted so flamboyant.
He was on fire, that guy. I don't think his feet touched the ground. He was flaming so hard.
Oh yeah.
Chasing after, oh dear boy, oh come here. Yeah.
Well, if you didn't know the story about Paul Lynde, you would probably think that Paul Lynde wasn't gay. I mean, he was flamboyant.
Right.
But he was.
He wasn't Rip Taylor. No.
Yeah, he was not Rip Taylor. He also wasn't Liberace. He was just, here's something Hollywood actually did get away with for a lot of years. They had characters. Now everybody's got to be a star. These people weren't stars, but they'd be at the Dean Martin roast, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And you could say they're stars, but a lot of the stars were just characters. They had a character, and when Hollywood needed that character,
they tried him out.
They put him in there, yeah. And that was something that actually our youth was funnier than, and our entertainment, I think, too, in the movies, was far superior than what you see today. And this goes on because the comedy was so epic. I mean, when you saw Nipsey Russell at the Dean Martin roast, getting roasted by everybody,
that was entertainment. Right,
but they were all friends. That's the difference. Yeah. It sounded like mad hate today if you listen to the way they want to make it. But in reality, these people went out and drank together and socialized together all the time, and even the characters did. It's just one of those unique things. Did you ever read the book? Oh, here's something that'll illuminate you. I bet you may have. I will not be shocked if you read it. But do you remember, oh man, I'm going to mind dump his name now. He was in the Rat Pack. He was a black gentleman. And
Sammy?
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Glass Eye.
Sammy
Davis Jr. SDJ. And he wrote a tell-all book. This is before
Mr. Bojangles.
Yeah. Right before he died, he wrote a tell-all book. And he's like, the Rat Pack, you could have sex any way you want. You could drink all you want. If you was into drugs, there was drugs there. That's what the Rat Pack was, and everybody was connected. and you understand what that means. Read his book, folks. It was very telling what the Rat Pack was. But, there were most of the people in the Rat Pack weren't gay, but they knew there were certain people, probably characters like we were talking about earlier, that might be. So that kind of entertainment. It's a cabaret, right?
It's a cabaret.
Yep.
Exactly.
You do it better than me, bruh. So, this is just, but everybody was quiet about that shit. Nobody, do you think there were fucking dudes in front of, other dudes that didn't do that? No, hell no. That was probably quiet. Like I said.
Listen, in the closet, man. That's why closets have doors.
That's right. You can close them.
That's it.
And that was the whole thing. It blows me away how masculinity has been so, and femininity, honestly. I mean, we've all known lesbians that weren't feminine.
Right.
We've also known lesbians. One of the most highly respected person I've ever worked with is a lesbian. And she even got married when it became legal in our state. It should have been and she was the first one to tell me it shouldn't be called marriage. It should be called a civil union, because marriage means things.
Yeah, marriage is a sacred thing between a man and a woman
to procreate life. Right.
Right. See, the whole thing is that's right. None of those other things, unions though they are, cannot be counted as marriage, because you're not getting a natural child out of it.
You're not getting a product.
Procreating.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what the union is for.
It's about DNA. Right.
Anything else is an abrogation of responsibility.
Exactly.
Now I'm not saying that no sex for you. Okay, because that's just stupid. But the main ideal of that joining is for procreation. Okay. Secondarily, you can use it for sexual enjoyment.
It's about passing the DNA lines, and you can
keeping the race. All
well,
right?
It's not
don't listen to those idiots.
It's not just that. Look, a union is that two people come together as one. And the DNA from both those people, it matters not on that level, except for people who believe it. I mean, I kind of believe a little bit that way. But if I fell in love naturally and it wasn't forced with a female that was not of my particular race, I would not have an issue with it. And I wouldn't think anybody else, as long as it's not a forced, unnatural thing.
Right. As long as it's really
right.
Consensual. I want to break the taboo in this stupid ass word. All right, consensual. Consensual is this nonsense where someone forces themselves upon you, right, and then they get you to agree that it wasn't really an attack. That's what they deem consensual. I say we need to excise that word from our lexicon altogether. Okay, if someone jumps in you and you didn't want them touching you, I would have them arrested. Okay, that's what you do. But for real, not like that Kobe Bryant crap.
Right.
Don't go to his hotel room, bang him, and then say he attacked you. Okay, that's stupid. Like, don't go to Mike Tyson's hotel room at 2 a.m. You're not going to play Scrabble. Mike Tyson's not interested in playing Scrabble with you. He's interested in playing poke the hole. Okay?
He's going to play throw that dick.
Okay,
boom, boom.
Bam, right? But at the same time, I'm not talking about like I mentioned about traffic. Okay, about turning these hoes out and all this other crap. All right, that's a bunch of crap too. Bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying with a union, it means something. You're actually willingly sharing your DNA with another person, with the thought that you both are doing an erotic arts. I'm gonna mute you real quick.
It's
dude.
a close. Go right ahead.
It's really getting loud.
Yeah, this stupid thing. Yeah.
Well,
I just give
all
it
right.
a break.
Well, you mute yourself real quick, and that way I don't have to. But it's an erotic arts and crafts project that a man and a woman do to see what comes out. You know, what are we going to produce? And it's that basic. It's your DNA and hers, for good, bad, or ill, whatever turns out. That is an intimacy and a moment to produce life between you two. Going to a sperm bank, having some dude jerk off in a cup, and then somebody throw it up you in a turkey baster. It's even if you're married, even if you're married to that female, it's not her DNA. It's not her DNA, and it's it's not natural. It's well,
Listen,
nature is taking course,
procreate.
but it's not the love thing. And that's why you see divorces on both sides or whatever. It's actually the one thing that was funny that my friend said that I was talking about earlier was like, well, at least we're all going to feel the sting of divorce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, not all, because some people have very loving relationships and they're never going to divorce.
Right. No, I get that. I'm just saying it was a joke that she passed on. So.
Hey, so listen, it's very simple. This is the closest you can get to the miracle of creation that God gave us all. Okay, is by doing your own creation. That's the gift that He gave to us. All right, and we need to appreciate it. This whole thing with abortion, it's not abortion, it's infanticide.
Yes, it is.
And it's murder, most likely for either the sale of baby body parts or to make adrenochrome for these stupid idiots to kill themselves with. Now I want to tell you about this adrenochrome.
I know what it is.
Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it, people. Okay, it's short-term gain to make your life even shorter. You take a look at these. Take a look at these celebrities. They're all breaking down. Why are they breaking down? Because they went for the easy fix, and the easy fix is the adrenochrome. They're all adrenochrome junkies. That's why they all cheered when we got a bill in New York saying that you could kill babies after they made it through the womb from 9 months. So the baby comes out, wah, wah, wah. Hey, you know what? You know what? I don't want to listen to that crap. Let's kill it.
We'll starve it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or, hey, it's the morning of, I'm about to give birth. I don't feel like going through that whole pushing stuff. You would just pull this out one baby part at a time.
Yeah, shove a spike in their head and then suck it out. But anyways, we're getting graphic.
Into the baby. That's gruesome.
Let's not get into that. But the only way.
Hey, Mr. Killjoy, I was having fun with your show, and now you're talking about pulling baby body parts. What the hell is that? What kind of gruesome garbage is that?
But you were talking about the truth. But anyways, my point being is, the only way I'd be for abortion is if a woman noticed maybe a week, 2 weeks before it's even formed out of the cell. And I don't know if the technology's there yet, but if that were the case, and it's just, and see, that's how they sold it to everybody in the 80s and the 60s and the
Women's
70s.
Reproductive rights.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What does that mean, everybody?
But if it really was just a collection of cells, then, okay, I understand it. I would still disagree. I believe life begins at inception, but my point is, I could say, okay, that's a woman's right. It's still a cluster of cells. It'd be nothing more than taking a blood draw, except that it will have psychological. That's another thing. Every woman I've ever met that had an abortion, that was honest, that when we talked, that I know was honest about it, would break down and say, you murdered a life inside of you. A separate life that wasn't yours. That's what they have to remember. Sometimes they don't even think that. They just say, I was sad. After I left, I cried a little bit, and I felt bad. And then when you have these women,
they should feel bad. They wasted a miracle.
How proud. Yeah, it is. That's the thing. Every life is truly a miracle. Think about the infinitesimal odds. We're pumping with each load, 350 million sperm?
Yep.
And yet, if you're having a good night, and you're pumping, 1.8, 1.5 billion up in that cavern, and she's still got to be ovulating. Everything has to be exactly perfect. And I believe that at the moment of inception, and I know this with my wife, we both knew at that time. Because there was a different feeling, a different connection, and there was something different. And then that life developed and became my adult son.
Is that something?
It is a miracle. It is an absolute miracle. Just like I said on one show, and not going to get all cryy about it like I did then, but when you see that child come out and the woman, when she starts carrying them, has all these switches that flip in their brain. You can see how they're changing. And then when it comes out, that's when your switches change as a man. And, the fear, the hope, I can go down the litany of it. But the beautiful part is they grow up.
They grow up.
And they leave your
hopefully
house.
They grow up loving you. They grow up loving you.
Of course.
And they'll still talk to you.
Yeah.
There are a lot of kids who are completely ungrateful to their freaking parents and don't talk to them and let them go to a nursing home, and that's how they end.
No,
which is horrible.
I have the best kid. So
awesome, brother.
All I'm saying is, even my ancillary kids, as we've talked before, maybe not mine, but I accept them as mine. They're my mentees and stuff, just going down the line. But the truth being, it boggles the mind that I'm one that I hated to say, and I still hate to say I'm proud of anything. Because
you can be proud of that
just
it's a miracle.
Hold on. Pride to me is just something that it makes me laugh, anyways, no matter what, but there is a certain amount of pride, maybe not when they're kids and this, that, and the other, because you're still like, it's a work in progress. You don't know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, exactly. We're all still works in progress,
yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
And the thing is, no, I just say there's nothing wrong with being proud about that thing, because that's your unique magic spell to the world. Like my daughter, she's my magic spell.
Right,
to the world.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I class that. So I think it's a personal miracle. It absolutely is.
It is. I will agree wholeheartedly with miracle, but the pride thing, just because, man, growing up in the trailer park.
The pride, exactly. Some people take pride in stuff that's stupid.
Well, I'll never forget these grandmas and mothers and fathers. I'm so proud of my son, and I'm thinking, your son's a fucking meth head. How are you proud of that?
Right. Oh, my son can inhale 12 inches down his throat.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Wow, I'm real proud of that.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I
that's
think
not something to be proud of, people. It's an ability. Okay, but that's it.
Sword swallowing's a fucking ability.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't make it something anybody normal wants to do.
I'm so proud. Really, can you say with the 12 inches? Yeah. Okay.
Circus performers. They can do a lot of shit too, and so can everybody in porn. 2 girls in a cup. Don't look that up on my page.
Okay.
Please don't.
Okay. All right. Or Mr. Hand, if you really would be freaked out.
Yeah. Or cereal.
You know about that?
Or cereal.
Yeah.
Or cereal.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like the Catholic Church.
It's getting bad over here. They're pulling out really bad stuff now.
It's like the Catholic Church in my place. Somebody says something, and I'm like, I don't want to see it, man. I know this fucker is leading me down, and I type it in, and I'm like, you bastard sons of bitches.
Oh, guys, listen, I got bad links for you. If you want nightmares, I'm not going to do it.
I will never open another link from you. I'm saving it. Fuck it. I'm not opening shit from you. Dude, I learned when I had to pull up. Look at me, I'm looking at gay porn, thinking it's a legit text.
I can top that too.
Yeah,
that's the worst part.
That was something. Yeah, dude, trust me. There was one guy I love. Dude's funny as fuck, but he would just test the limits. This is back in the day, and he would pull some shit up of degeneracy, and I'd be like, "How the fuck do you even find out about this shit?"
Oh, dude, I say them the secret weapons, brother. That's what I do. And it's don't get on my. I tell people don't get on my bad side, because there's all just naughty stuff that we can all do. It's just terrible.
But who wants to? I mean, honestly, you think about it. You degenerate yourself, and you humiliate yourself, and I think that's the key. Is they want humiliation. They want to. You can't undermine a strong, valued society without humiliating them and shaming them.
Exactly.
And that's, if everybody lives in shame, I'm not ashamed that I got that text in the bank. I'm not ashamed that I'm just going to use the first 2 words of his name, the egg. sent that to me, all those little links, and it took me a little while to realize if Ig is sending me something, guess what? I ain't opening the motherfucker.
There you go.
And because he did send some good stuff every once in a while. But Two Girls in a Cup, I'm like, what the hell? That didn't make sense. And then, like you said, the other one. And The Gift was one that really blew me away because I'm thinking The Gift. I remember The Gift of the Magi, and it was during Christmas season when this thing was put out. and I'm thinking, this will be cool, man. And all of a sudden, I'm like, really, dude? Homosexuals trying to get AIDS, and one's wanting to give other dudes AIDS. And now it's legal in California,
it's
so
the
fuck
gift.
it. Yeah, it's a gift.
The gift. Someone give me the gift. I need the gift. What the hell?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And all my degeneracy of my youth banging any look, 2 tits, a hole, and a heartbeat. And heartbeat was optional. It's all pink on the inside. That's how I looked at it. And this sounds very
sex robots, brother.
This makes me sound very misogynistic, but I was a young man. And by the time by the time I was 22, I realized I wanted to get married. And unfortunately, it wasn't until a few years later that I found my wife.
Hey, but you found your wife, brother.
Yeah, and that is, and we're still married to this day. But you can't deny. Here's the thing. There's a lot of things, man. People need to own what they did in their past, and that's kind of the thing I've thrown down to my kid, my child, and my other children and mentees, whatever you want to call them. Certain things you don't want to put in your head, and you don't want to live off them forever because it doesn't go away. Just like I have the memories of everything we just talked about. That's kind of a slippery slope. And, but some people get stuck in that, and I say damn it, but I actually like the internet. We're using it right now. I like the internet. I've met some really good folks I love the internet. I love disagreeing with. I love agreeing with them too. Either way, it matters not. And I've met a tremendous amount of folks. And the interesting thing that I find with this is that you also can find the worst shit that you didn't even think human beings would even want to do.
Yeah.
Self-effacing, self-degenerate. Anyway, so let's get on, man. All the degenerates know who they are, including me.
You want to hear about a guy who tried to steal a $62 Angus beef rib roast?
Please share this.
Well, he stuck it in his pants.
Where?
The roast.
Where did he stick it in his pants, bro?
This is in Florida.
No, I mean, where in his pants? I'm trying to imagine.
He got the rib right next to the other bones in his pants.
Oh! I slapped right into that one, didn't I?
Oh! And so they had to throw it away because it was contaminated, baby. Contaminated.
Daddy like.
I guess some people like to tenderize their meat before they cook it, but I think he was going a little too far, wasn't he?
I don't think he was tenderizing. He was seminizing. Oh!
Yeah, nasty. I gotta tell you.
Could you imagine having something that cold in your pants? His balls had to be up in his fucking. He had to look like a woman with overies instead of balls.
Hey, listen. This guy, at least he tried to steal a $62 steak. Let me tell you what happened. I was standing when I used to shop, right? I would get a ride back home in the store van, but I'd have to wait sometimes, and so I would just stand in front of the store and act as a deterrent. And it turns out there was a homeless lady who came in one day, and she decided to steal a pack of chicken franks and imitation cheese.
Wow.
Okay. Notice what I said. Chicken franks.
I know where it's at.
Imitation cheese, right?
Yeah, I know where it's at.
$2 is all you need. Why would you steal that?
Right.
Why would you steal that? If you go to any register and say, I'm very hungry, I'm actually going to eat this garbage. Can someone actually just help me pay for it? and say,
Probably
hey,
somebody
$2,
would, right?
give me a break. I mean, if you're really gonna eat that, here, please.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I totally get that
who
because
steals fake cheese and chicken franks?
no, I totally get that
They should
because
give them away. That stuff is hot garbage.
yeah,
I wow.
I totally get it, man. That is
Oh,
something that I don't think I'd even have a problem coming up with a couple
dude,
bucks for a meal for some.
dude.
Oh, I will tell you this though. This blew me away. I was a union iron worker, and got off early on holidays sometimes. Not always, but a lot of the times, right?
Yeah.
Didn't get paid for the rest of the day, but you get off at like noon. And there was a place called Wesson Mall. Never forget it. Awesome place. And I wanted to get a couple. It's Christmas Eve. I wanted to get a couple gifts for my son. You know, shit like that. And I get off, and of course, there's always guys. I never go to the city. Trust me, I hate Columbus, but and Springfield and Dayton. But sometimes you just got to go there. And I get off, and at the Vida under the bridge, there are some homeless. There always had been. Guy knocks on my door, and he goes, "Can you give me some money for food?" Dude, I had an awesome lunch, dude, for that day because I didn't know if I was getting off or not. Dude, I had a steak sandwich, a literal steak sandwich because I made one steak too many. I had several other items in there that, you know, stuff I'm going to eat. It's good shit. And I cooked it, so I know it's good shit, you know. And I reach into my cooler and I give him all that food. And as a matter of fact, there was a Kroger bag in my car still because of shopping the day before and probably buying a 6-pack of beer. And I put it all in there and I give it to him. I'm like, "Merry Christmas, man. You know, try to have a good night tonight." And the light went on a little longer, and he couldn't get anybody to give him money. And I watched that son of a bitch by the stop sign drop that bag right by the stop sign by the road.
Wow.
And I said, that's the last time I'll help anybody down here.
Yeah, I had a homeless guy come to me once. I was shopping at it's called Jack's 99-cents World. And it's one of these closeout stores, but this is a very good store. And every once in a while they had great stuff. So I came out with a giant shopping bag full of stuff. Guy comes in, I'm hungry. So I got right in the bag, say, "Hey, dude, there's a pack of salami, brother. Chow down." I said, "I don't want that. I want some money." I said, "Well, go get the way I did it, pal." What do you think? I just want some money. There's a money tree that I got access to that I can just go stick in. Here you go, pal. I mean, I had a girlfriend who actually she would separate money, and she had money specifically for certain people.
You know,
and we do the homeless gauntlet, and she, "Hey, here you go." They say, "Oh, hey, lady, oh, you sure got a big man now." I said, "Yeah, you got that right, pal."
Well, you know New York. I've been there twice in my life. One was South Bronx back in the 80s when you exited the subways that smelled like puke, piss, and shit and everything.
Still do.
Well, they were horrid back then, though, bro.
Yeah.
Because I went back later. But anyway, so, you know, you'd have burning cars as you exit, and a literal burning car. I saw it.
Well, you got to light the way somehow, guy.
It was Andrews Avenue was where I was going. That's where my bro from the Army
Yeah, that's
was
where
from.
I saw.
Yeah.
That's why I saw Death Wish 3, the crackdown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know, me and my friend were the only guys who stood up in that movie when they shot the guy with the RPG.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm just talking about.
Oh, spoilers.
My buddy Ruben Roman.
Yeah.
Was nothing but Puerto Ricans. I went to house parties after the bars closed.
And these were safe house parties where you didn't get shot.
Yeah, they'd be like.
Not like now.
They'd be like, "Yo," and Ruben would be like, "He's with me. I'm a white face." And dude, the Puerto Rican girls.
But you were cool though, right? You didn't have to worry about anything. Everything was great.
Yeah, we had a good time. Anyway, so we all leave. So then years later, this would have been 20. Shit, I think it was 2012. A brother of mine I worked with Immigration and Customs happened to be working, and I'd passed through there several times at Kennedy. And do you remember that place where the white guys beat up some black guy or some crap. It's a little area near
Oh,
Brooklyn.
you talking about Howard Beach?
Yes. Near Brooklyn. No, it's not Howard
don't-
Beach. It's not Howard.
But no, but I know what you mean. But it's the area around there. It's
Shit.
It's the other thing that happened. There's a guy who got chased off the highway in Howard Beach, and then there's the other guy who got beaten by coming to the neighborhood.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the neighborhood. Anyways, he's Puerto Rican and he lives in that neighborhood. So, anyways, and he made a big point. Yeah, I'm the only Puerto Rican in the fucking neighborhood, and it's in Brooklyn. And
Cypress Hills, maybe something like that.
So I can't remember. And the point being, it was nice, you know. But when we pulled up, there was a car on blocks, and he's like, "That's the first time I've seen that in this neighborhood. It's starting to slip." This is 2012. Boy. Oh yeah. And it was a Lexus, dude, and it was up on blocks. Rims gone, and
they left it too long, brother.
He was like, "Yeah, exactly." Ruben. Well, I'll tell you about that offline because it's too long a story. But Ruben's car was up on blocks and battery gone. But,
wow.
But anyway, window was smashed, battery gone, and his mother was like, and Ruben's like, "I told you to drive it at least once a week." He goes,
that's it.
And
hey, you slow, you blow, brother.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, anyways, Ruben Roman, that was his name. He's Puerto Rican. Anyways, he used to say, "Yeah, I got a Jewish first name because my mom worked for a Jew." And he said that. It was hilarious. He's like, "And Roman's my last name because I don't know why the fuck why." He goes, "Both my parents are Puerto Rican." So anyways, so just like this Puerto Rican, we're hanging and this dude's epic, right? And we go out for a slice of pie, different things happening. And Brooklyn, you know, that was a new thing for me. And it was beautiful in 2012. But I remember me and Ruben went to, what was the name of that place you guys have? It's where they drop the ball. Oh, shit. Why am I
Times Square.
Times Square. Oh, dude, back then in the 80s, whores everywhere. There were peep shows. That place was degenerate as hell.
Yeah, and it was better than it is now because now it's disguised under the 40
under Disney.
Rat.
Yeah, under Disney. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was about to say. We went down there for a quick thing. He wanted to show me around New York, and of course, C-Unit. We're gonna do that. And I walked out there with him, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. And he's like, see that Spider-Man over there and all those characters? I'm like, yeah. He goes, if you ever bring your family here, don't ever get a picture with them. I'm like, why? He goes, because every one of them will want paid because they'll all jump in the picture. And I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, it's a scam. It's a tourist trap. But they use it under the friendly guise of Disney. So Giuliani, and I can see the same thing here in Ohio. Campus had something that formed called Campus Partners here at OSU, Ohio State University in Columbus. There were bars in this district off High Street. It was awesome, man. It was a good time when I was growing up. It was awesome. Like, I would love to have had you here back in the day. We could have bounced those bars, and you'd have been like, this is epic. And it was just a good time.
We would have had a ball, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, my friend, my friend, one of my cop friends, I told you, she posted right now, UNC Charlotte shooter was disarmed by retired NYPD detective. That's it. Once blue, always
Imagine
blue.
that.
Bam.
Yep.
Bam. That's how we do it.
Yep, that's how we do it. But anyways, the interesting part to me is Campus Partners took over, cleared out all the bars. Guess what you have now? You have campus house parties where it's not monitored by bouncers. Nobody's checking IDs.
And all kinds of dumb crap's going on.
And all kinds of dumb shit. Exactly. But they cleaned up campus.
Always, yeah, they cleaned. Yeah, great, cleaned up campus. Well, it's just like those idiots. Who tell you online when you disagree with them. Oh, you just need your meds. Well, so I need to slump in a corner and drool at myself because I don't agree with you. Is that it?
Yeah,
really?
they want this to become THX. What was that? 3891 or some shit like that.
Oh, 1138.
1138. Yeah. They want it to be a medicated culture. And there's Jay Dyer and the Boiler Room have talked about this. I love that I'm throwing out all these things. Here's something that I do believe. Styx talked on it today, and we need to do this more within the entire community. The way to fight back about internet censorship is we advertise for everybody else. Stop the petty bullshit.
That's it. That's right. That's right. Band together. Yes.
Yes.
Been saying it all this time, guys. Band together. Stop. What differences we have are nonsense. Okay, it's just like politics. I told you before. Went to school with a bunch of guys. Okay, the fact that he likes a D in front of his name, I like an R in front of my name means nothing. Okay, it's letters. It's semantics. Stop being misdirected by these idiots. All right? We rule. We stand together and we rule. We rule.
Tim Pool is one of the funniest people on the planet on his page.
Yeah.
And yet, they tried because he didn't internationally trademark Subverse to take it and turn it into a porn site, so that would become the first thing. Of course, it was funded by big money. Yeah. And thank God they haven't done that to the Boiler Room. Boiler Room comes on alternative current radio. It's got Hesher, Spore, Jay Dyer will be on it sometime. Another guy, I don't know his name, or I'd give him a shout out and what he does, but he talks about eating. It's a certain way he eats. I can't think of the way. And then other characters that come on that are awesome. And
is this something about a certain time you eat? Because a friend of mine was studying some Buddhism, and he found that eating between 10 and 6 is ideal, and ever.
It's not time.
That.
It's not.
No,
it's
okay,
paleo. Good. Paleo's what it's called.
Paleo, right? Paleo, right?
Yeah,
paleo diet. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
big fan of that.
Also, he's on my page too.
Awesome.
There's a gentleman, Patrick, and he's on ACR, and he has Sunday Wire. I bought T-shirts from these people. I will support everybody you can, however you can. Notice I'm not selling anything. Maybe I will later. Maybe I will later. Well, you need to give me a link to the site that you were mentioning earlier. That you
the Orbiter thing. Yeah, I should push it. Here's the go, guys. First of all,
not just Orbiter. You were talking about the show you were on earlier. You have to re-listen, and then I can probably shove it in later in an edit process. But 2 shows you were on that you made good points, and it sounded awesome. It was at the beginning of the show.
Oh yes. It was my podcast, the Frankenfoot Theater.
Frankenfoot.
Yeah, Frankenfoot Theater. Because
cool.
Oh, that's right. You may not have seen it. I told you I have 2 holes in my feet.
I didn't know that. Shit.
Yeah, I have. Very quickly, I had an ulcer that came about from my scumbag job. Asking me to do things when I didn't have to. Like, okay, so if I can administer something remotely, why do I need to go there physically?
Right.
So I did it remotely. Oh, well, we just need to check it. Says, well, if you're that interested, why don't you go? I got things to do, guy. No, but we wrinkle for you. That's very stupid. Good. I'll do it, and then I'm going to yell at you when I get over there. No, okay, whatever. So of course I did it. I did it right. If I didn't do it right, it'd be stupid. So walk in here, walk in there, all this other stuff. I got a little hole in my toe. I didn't think anything about it. I said, I heal from everything. Well, not from this. It turned into an ulcer. I had a podiatrist who was at one point this podiatrist was seeing 49 patients a day. So I imagine that he couldn't really address things.
Overworked, right.
He once prescribed to me burn cream. I still have the burn cream with the label on it. Okay. And he used to give me shoes, the medical shoe with a plaster sole. I told you I'm about 300 pounds. I was over 300 pounds then.
Right.
What do you think I do to a plaster sole? I turned that sucker into baby powder.
Destroyed it, yeah.
Right? So of course, I'm trying to avoid walking on one side of the foot, so I get an ulcer. I get a blister on the other one. I get a blister on the other side. So I go up there, and I'm not expecting to do anything to it because he didn't say anything about it. But he cut the blister. So now I have a hole on both sides of my foot.
Ulcers.
So now think about this. I was successfully able to keep the one hole clean without getting dirty.
Right.
But how you going to do that with 2 holes on both sides of the feet?
You're done. Yeah.
You're done, right? So then he says, "Hey, I can't see you anymore. Go see somebody else." Thanks, guy. Thank you. So I did find somebody else, but I found somebody else after my foot got infected.
Damn.
It got infected, but the guy was on point. He says, "Go pack a bag because you got surgery, my friend." And they took out 2 bones out of my foot.
Damn.
But here's the thing: right before the surgery, now I want to tell you, I was awake for the entire surgery.
Oh,
Okay?
ouch!
I was awake, but brother, I just closed my eyes and just let it happen. Just to make sure he was going for the right foot. It says, "Okay, whack away." So I was expecting that the toe was going to be gone.
Wow.
So the next morning, they're unwrapping, about to clean it, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get out of here! I got all my toes still. This is great. But now it's a big hole, and the hole hasn't healed. And because the hole hasn't healed, and all this time, it decided that I needed a friend. So now the other toe has a big hole in it for no bloody reason.
Damn. Well,
Ain't that just sweet?
I'll tell you, there was a funky place I worked as an iron worker. I'll never forget this. There was some sort of acid. I can't remember, but it's a powder.
Dude.
And they were like, if this stuff gets on you, let somebody know. And I'm like,
eat away everything, huh? Jeez.
Well, it'll go to the bone, and it could actually go through
Probably kill that too.
Yeah, it'll go. Once it gets in the bone, it's calcium hydroxide.
Ooh,
I may be wrong.
Love
I may
it.
be wrong,
Yeah.
but I think that's what it was called.
Wow.
And that shit. One guy I met was missing a pinky, and I said, "What the hell happened?" He goes, "Well, I was doing this, that, and the other, and there was a flake. This is how I knew about it.
Flake.
A flake that landed. He said it was on my pinky.
Jeez.
He said I didn't think anything about it. And pinky's, bone material, right? It's made from calcium. Yeah. The nail. And he said, I don't know how long it was on there, but when I wiped it away with the cloth they give him, he said there was a dent in his nail. But what this shit does, it goes after your bones. And he says if you don't get it in time,
oh boy,
it'll just turn you into a bag of mush. You'll just be skin and no bone. And I don't know how true that is, but I do know he was missing his
that's
pinky.
scary though, brother. You think about that.
Yeah.
Your bones lose all rigidity. Jeez.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So then you become a UPS, useless piece of shit. But but no, man. I mean, think about this shit, man. I mean, there's so much coolness out there in the world that you see every day, and even the pain. Honestly, the pain to this day, I treasure the adversity more than the easy days because I learned, and that's what everybody should do. In my opinion, that's, of course, you don't have to. I don't want you to, but you do learn more from the tough times. Remember the Ace Frehley song when Kiss went single when they had their silver albums?
Ace Frehley had the only solo album worth listening to.
Yes, and it was called Hard Times.
The only one. I didn't even know it had a title. I mean, what an album.
No.
Snowblind.
No, the song, Snowblind's on it, and
Ozone.
And there's a song on it called Hard Times.
Yeah.
And that's the song, if I didn't have to worry about DCMA strikes,
bam, that would be your song,
I would fucking be playing it, dude. But, DCMA would get me, and Kiss would sue me, everybody'd sue me. Of course, they're not going to get nothing.
I think Ace wouldn't be a prick about it. If it were Polar Gene, yeah, they'd rape you 6 ways to Sunday.
Well, I think it was still under the umbrella of Kiss. If I remember right, it still said Kiss, but it was like singles.
If anything says Kiss, forget about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I were to use an Ace song, obviously New York Groove.
Oh, bam. Dude, New York Groove was badass.
Yeah.
Ace was prolific. And then, I don't know what happened to him,
Well, remember, there's a song that he did that my entire family loved, but they never knew it was Ace Frehley. You know what that song is?
No, what?
Eugene.
Oh, wow, really?
That song, Eugene. I forget the band he went under, but it's not associated with Ace Frehley at all. But look up Eugene by Crazy Joe, I believe it is, and
Okay.
it's Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley is playing on this song, and it's awesome.
He was epic back in the day. People forget, Gene and Paul. Look, even I saw their Psycho Circus reunion tour. I still right now I'm looking at them.
I was there when they did a New Year's Eve show, guys. When Dick Clark that was on the stupid jumbotron at a Kiss concert.
that was the same fucking year. I have the 3D glasses that you could look at the jumbotron.
Wow.
And see it in 3D.
You're probably the same freaking concerts, brother. I'm telling you.
Well, mine was at Schottenstein's Arena here in Ohio. Schottenstein.
Schottenstein.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of global, and one of them is not even a globalist like you would think. One's name is simply Huntington. See, that's the whole thing. Ohio has a lot of ties to all this stuff, and it took me years to figure out how deep it went, because I thought, well, my state's insulated, but we had Schottenstein, we had Huntington, who there's a banking system in Ohio that was started by the Huntingtons. You'll look him up and you'll know he was actually at Jekyll Island. You'll see a lot of and then there was a guy who had a lot of land and he donated it all in Columbus, and his name was Galbraith. And if you look up Galbraith, you'll know who I'm talking about. So, and those were not what you would think would be globalist, and that's about the time I realized as a young man that it was not just about globalist. And that's why I'm not shocked by Republicans cucking and doing what they do for those 10 pieces of silver, brother.
That's it. But that's the problem. You gotta tell these freaks their money is no good here. Because here's the thing: when it comes down to it, you have to ask yourself, Maxine Waters, how did she pay for a mansion that costs at least $5 million on a public salary? Okay, what she's doing is she's not doing the will of we the people. She's doing the will of her pocketbook. All right, so basically she shouldn't be there. She needs to get out. How Omar Navarro didn't beat her is beyond me. But we already know the answer. Vote scam. Okay.
Yep.
Kristen Sinema did not win. Kristen Sinema vote scammed to get the win. That's what Hillary and Diane Ron Clinton tried to do. But America was too good for her stupid ass.
We had too many votes coming out.
Bam,
and they will not make the same mistake the next time. They will have those votes from Diebold out there.
They can try,
ready
brother.
To roll.
They can try, but they screwed up
turnout.
Because of last year, one of the judges screwed up and rescinded a 36-year-old ruling that you couldn't examine elections. Now we can examine elections. Now Trump has every authority to lock those bastards up, put them in orange, frog march them, put them on pay-per-view. Let us watch. I want to see it. I want to see these idiots frog march in ankle chains.
Oh, it's coming. It's
into
coming.
A truck.
Look at what's going on.
Send them to Gitmo, man. Yes, that's what we want.
Look at what's coming up with Brennan right now.
Yes, that idiot.
He's in a shit pot of trouble. Oh. And he knows it, and they all knew this. That's why we all have to hang together, or we'll all hang separately. The problem is Bill Priestap did not hang with them. He did not hang with them. He turned state's evidence.
He ran his first chance.
Horowitz, the name may echo, but he's not a globalist, and I do believe he's an honest broker from everybody I've talked to.
Right. We can't say the same for Rosenstein. Because,
Rosenstein got out to keep his.
He thinks he's safe.
No, he actually.
Your pension is gone, fucker.
No, he actually will be safe. Deals were made, and I'm sure Rosenstein flipped.
He's gonna get. Oh, okay. Well, he better flip all the way.
He knows the entire paradigm, and that's why when I hear people say, "Follow the plan, follow the plan," first, Q didn't have a plan, so they're morons when they say that.
Yeah, follow the plan. Yeah.
Secondly, DOJ's been working a lot. Not DOJ as you and I know it, that was corrupt, but the people. There's a lot of purging that's been happening once this investigation's been over, and it's got to happen because corruption has to be expunged.
We need to get rid of all this crap. See, understand? We said this before. If they're hiding secrets from us, those secrets are not beneficial to you and I. Those secrets are being used on you and I. Okay. There's nothing that in this nation that should be secret from us.
That's right.
Okay. Because every time they keep a secret from us, they're fucking us. I'm sorry to be vulgar, but that's what it is.
No, what's the preamble of the Constitution? We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and pure domestic tranquility. It's the beginning of it. And
provide
our borders.
For the common man.
Well, no, common defense. Common defense.
Right.
Read it again. Provide for the common defense.
Right. That's the common man. I was thinking like an idiot. Right. Yeah.
And ensure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity.
Our children.
Let's stop
That's
it there.
What that stands for. That's what it stands for, people.
Let's stop it there at the preamble. But the interesting thing is,
you saw me singing I didn't want to sing the rest.
I know you were doing the Schoolhouse Rock. I know where you're going.
He's getting a little fruity over here, guys.
No, it's not. I actually think the Schoolhouse Rock.
I love Schoolhouse Rock.
I think Schoolhouse.
What's your function?
Yeah, I think they should bring that back because that was entry level 5-year-old civics.
Fantastic stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Civics.
Yeah,
and,
civics. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the word. That's the word.
Imagine bringing back civics to America.
That's what we need. That's right. That's the social studies crap. Yeah. Civics. Be proud. America, first, second, and last. That's what we want.
That's right.
Once we got that, then all Quislings go. Yeah. All of you leave. Get out. You have no business here.
Well,
see ya.
You just got the final word. Because
we're going to stop this. Off the show, brother.
Well, we're going to have to stop the stream because I hope this gets out in the morning, which was our plan the last time. But the last upload was over 2 hours.
So we're cutting it short, people.
Yeah,
I hope you got the goods.
We're going to, and we're going to do another one very soon.
Civics.
It might be tomorrow.
Civics. Bring back civics. In fact, we should do a show on gun control.
Well, gun lack of control is what we need.
No, how's this? I actually have the title, the cognitive dissonance of gun control. What do you think about that?
I like it. I love it.
Bam.
Anyways,
we did it.
The more important part is that you closed it out on a good note, and with that,
awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
No, you closed it out, Vinny, and the reason why is because it is about that preamble.
Amen, brother.
Vinny sang it. He may have missed a word,
but
that's okay. But that's okay. We're having fun, but that's the thing. That's
Deport him. He sang it wrong.
But remember, please visit Vinny's site. I will post the links. SHR Media, the Chat Show, and BZ. Also, listen to ACR, Alternative Current Radio, and, of course, WPRPN. All those links.
Can't forget our pirate ship, the Robin Hood.
Good ship Robin Hood. Me and Vinny, you'll find us there, and you'll find me in all the chats and all the other places. And old Kaiser will be there sitting on his big orange couch, except unlike tonight, you're all sitting here with me having your adult libation. You're having.
I promise I didn't fight. I promise.
Yeah. He won't. And
I promise I'll always go to another room before I cut one of those.
There you go. Well, we've got plenty of rooms in Kaiser's Castle, and then have your soda, your tea, or coffee, and just chill out, relax, and that's all that she wrote tonight. And with that being said, since this is
that's all, folks.
There you go. Vinny had his last word, and Shuff says, much love. Be well, be safe. Shuff out.